Today we're going to be making two unique Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs. Welcome to Creative by Nature DIYs and Decor. My name is Donna. So for our first DIY, I'm using this house frame from Dollar Tree with the pink background. As you can see, I started off painting it brown. I didn't like it, so I'm going over it with some warm white craft paint. I'm just going in over the inner wall and around the edge, and I give it 2 coats and allow to dry well. I decided to do the outer edge as well. I just wanted a very cohesive look for this piece. Once it's all dry, I then used some scrapbook paper that's got some glittered snowflakes on it. I flip it over and then I trace around the house using a pencil. I then use scissors to cut it out. So as you can see, my scrapbook paper piece is a little bit too wide. So I am just measuring the lip of the house, and then I am going in around and marking along the edge of the paper, running a line, and then I'm going to cut that little piece off. I'm trimming it down to fit the inside of the house box. Once you have all the edges measured out, you can trim it off. You may need to trim it just a little bit more, but I found that this worked pretty good. Now using some Aleene's tacky glue, I generously apply it to the back side of the house. I prefer to use tacky glue for something like this instead of Mod Podge because I find that the paper will lay nice and flat. Once you have your glue all spread out, you can then apply your scrapbook paper, press well, and allow to dry. So I really like to add a touch of nature to my DIYs and decor, and I had these branches that were spray painted white. I am just trimming them down, and then using some hot glue, I am going to adhere them to the scrapbook paper. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome, and I'd love for you to join my community by tapping on the subscribe button along with the bell to keep up to date with everything I have to share. So for a fun little added touch, I thought I would add some faux snow to the bottom right by the branches. I add some hot glue and then I press the snow into the hot glue. Now my hot glue is a lower temp glue gun, so just be careful when applying it. So I have this beautiful glittered tree ornament from Dollar Tree. I remove the twine at the top, and then figuring out my placement, I then use a generous amount of hot glue and I just kind of pile it on, and then place the tree trunk into the glue and hold it till it's set. Once that hot glue is set, you can go over it with some more hot glue and press some snow into it and allow that to set as well. That'll just camouflage all that hot glue. So now for another added little touch, I have this pretty little silver star. I'm going to add some hot glue and place that star over the tip of the tree. And here you have a beautiful wintry scene. I really love this. I think it's just so beautiful and sparkly. It would definitely make a lovely gift. Today, I am taking part in a collaboration called Christmas Crafting with Friends, hosted by my friend Kiki from Kiki's DIYs. Her channel link as well as the playlist will be down in the description box below. This is going to be full with Christmas inspiration for all of you, our viewers, to say a big thank you for all you've done for us this year. For our next DIY, I'm going to be using another Dollar Tree house box, and I am going to be using some birch tree scrapbook paper. Again, I'm tracing around it, cutting it out, and then generously applying the glue to the back. I am just going to eyeball cutting out the paper this time since I have some clear straight lines to use, but just do whatever you need to do to make the paper work inside. So this time around, instead of using my finger, I use a card to spread out the glue and then place the paper inside and allow it to dry. All right, so next you'll need some dollhouse furniture and some walnut gel stain. You could paint this out instead, but I am wanting a really rustic feel to my piece. So I'm just going in with the gel stain to highlight the wood grain. I'm using a paintbrush to get right into all the grooves, and again, using a rag to remove the excess. Once you have it covered, you can allow it to dry. You don't have to worry about covering up the backside though. So once the scrapbook paper is all dry, I had a few edges showing the background image. So I'm just going to be using some branches, snipping them down to measure the inside of the box, and then adding some hot glue. I run a bead and then press the branch into place. That'll help to really frame this piece out nicely and hide any mistakes that I had made. So now again, I'm just adding some branches to the background, but I just leave the middle portion open and just add a few to each side. Now I'm distressing my dresser. Again, I'm really wanting to go with that weathered, natural look. I just love the way this looks. And then remove any of the dust. So I really like to add some detail to my pieces, and I like to use preserved rain moss in my nature scenes. So I'm just adding a bit to the background before I put other things into place. Using some hot glue, I just run a bead and press that into place. I then use some faux snow and do the same as before. So this little dresser will be going inside this house box, but first I need to add some snow and some moss to the bottom of the house box before I put the dresser into place. Once you have that done, you can then generously apply some glue to the back of the dresser and put it into place. Press and allow it to set. So this next part is optional. I am going to add some branches to the back of the dresser there, and you can decorate this any way you'd like. Again, I'm going for that rustic, natural look, so I thought adding some branches would really look good on the background there. I'm continuing to add some reindeer moss and the faux snow. Again, this is completely optional. I love how this is looking so far. I think it's really, really pretty and has a really wintry woodland look. To stay with the woodland look, I am going to be using this little deer that I picked up in the springtime from Dollar Tree. I'm adding some hot glue and applying it to the top of the dresser. I got this green bottle brush tree from Dollar Tree, and the white one was from a local dollar store. I am going to place those on the top of the dresser as well, and I'll just be using some hot glue. But again, you can decorate the top of the dresser any way you'd like. So I'm just continuing on with some of the details of my piece. I'm adding some branches to the inner wall of the house box, as you can see here. And then I'll be adding some more moss and some more snow in places, along with some more bottle brush trees on either side of the dresser. And I will just continue to add anything that I feel it needs just to make this piece really special. So you could leave this piece as is, but I wanted again just to add another detail, and I am going to add some branches just around the exterior edge of this house box. Again, this is optional. You could paint it out like we did before if you'd like. I absolutely love this. This is totally something I would have in my home. I love anything that has a nature woodland look, and this is definitely that piece. I would love to know which one is your favorite. I want to say a big thank you to Kiki and my fellow creators, and I want to thank all of you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful Christmas time. Take care. Bye.